Okay, hey everyone. Let's see. I want to tell you why I bought Falken tires, and that is Falken, not to be mistaken for the other F word. Hey, these tires. The whole idea behind these for me on my 2019 Toyota Tacoma, is that basically this truck is my side by side. I live up in the mountains of Arizona, and I do a lot of hunting, and so I needed something that would have the clearance and the four-wheel off-road ability to take me hunting and be safe, have windshield wipers, have a defrost, heated seats are nice, and all those things in the Tacoma. But let's talk about the tires real quick and why I chose these. I've used KO2s. I have KO2s on my Sprinter van over here, and I absolutely love these things. They're great for on-road snow, wet surfaces, and then for the dirt roads and the occasional mud or snow that I get on my four-wheel drive Sprinter. But when it comes to the snow that I live in up here and the roads and the articulation that I'll get in some of the trails that I'll take, I need a little bit more bite and I need more edges. So I chose the Falken because it is a snow rated tire. It is a number 5 on the snow rating, so it has a softer compound but yet still has a lot of highway mileage. It is not a noisy tire in terms of some mud terrain tires, but you will notice a difference in any mud terrain versus an all-terrain or even a road rated tire. But the beauty in this tire is it is really rated for being almost a 33-inch tire. It's really rated for a heavy-duty truck. And so I can run these tires on the highway and on any road with no load on my Tacoma. I can run these tires about 15 PSI under its rating, 10 to 15 safely. And I really wouldn't recommend much more than about 10 or 15. But I've done a lot of off-roading, have a lot of experience. I know how the truck handles with low PSI and what its characteristics will be. And so I kind of monitor, how fast I'm going to go and so forth. But being a truck that's going to be an 80-20, 80% off-road, 20% on-road, and just kicking around the city, I call it my side-by-side, my glorified Polaris Ranger, if you will. But I run this tire a little low so that I get a better footprint and I get far better traction when it does come to off-road. And you got to look at off-road mud tires, mud terrain tires, in terms of how many edges or how many inches and edges can I get. And those cutting edges right on all of these lugs are what's going to give you major traction in the mud, snow, sand, any of that off-road stuff. And they ride amazing, about 10 to 15 PSI below. I did have to put a lift on this Tacoma, about a 2-inch lift to get these just under 33s, or like 32.7. And I think the actual size is like 285, 75, 16. I kept the stock wheel because I'm not interested in trying to look pretty going down the road. This is purely a side-by-side. So these cutting edges, these are the edges that actually will get you in and out of trouble, basically. This side bite on these do two things. This tread that comes down will protect against puncture or rocks catching the edges of this, and these will also provide traction because, again, you've got some side bite. You get these edges, and all of these little edges are what create traction. Even these sipes that are down inside the tire, they help protect from rock puncture, but they also provide some cleaning for the mud, and then they provide those edges. And so when you're looking for a mud terrain tire, I've had many years of rock crawling and off-road experience, and those sharp edges are what give you the bulk of the traction when it comes to off-road. On-road, you need the widest footprint that you can get, and you need as much of this flat surface against the road that you can possibly get. And so that's why mud terrain tires don't do as well in say on highway, hot surfaces or wet surfaces. They don't do as great. So you just have to keep that in mind. It's sort of the takeaway when you're going to go to a mud terrain. Like I said, this is an 80-20 vehicle for me, 80% off-road and 20% on. I don't compare this tire to a lot of other tires, just because I've had many different types of mud terrain tires, but I just think that this particular tire in a kind of a narrow footprint does extremely well when it comes to mud, sand, and snow. And if I need a wider footprint, I can drop this thing to about 16, 18 PSI on a stock wheel and still get myself in and out of trouble and then deep spots if I need to. Got good side bite, rides good. I don't get any rubbing with this on this Tacoma, but that's not necessarily what I'm trying to review. I'm just trying to tell you the Falken tire is one of my picks. It's the Wildpeak MT, and they make the truck look pretty sharp. But best of all, on that 80% off-road for me, they got a ton of bite, a lot of sharp edges that are going to help get me in and out of trouble when I need it. So there you go. If you got any questions, certainly ask. If you agree or disagree, I'm open to that as well. I totally get it. Everybody has their own experience, but this is a wonderful tire. It's always done well for me in my off-road, my hunting situations. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day.